Hey guys, this is Kaitlynn. I was invited down to have a couple words. This is a special edition on wellness and fitness and food by Aesha. And after reading her book, Model Body Fitness Plan by Aesha Wax, I actually do agree with some of the points she says, especially the four meal plan. At my personal opinion, I don't like when people say, oh, you have to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That to me is just, it's forced for you to think like, oh, I have to have breakfast, or oh, I have to have lunch at this certain time, this certain place, that's just not, a lot of people are different. I don't agree with that. I like her 4-meal plan because you know what, it's easy to write down, it's easy to remember, you can have it any time in the day, and you know what, it's good when you go to the doctor because you know what, you can say, oh, at this time, at this place, I had this, and this, keep track of your, your sugars, your blood, and you know what, anything else, even if you're not losing weight, it's for people like me who have type 1 diabetes, it's easy to remember, to at least have your sugars locked in, easy to track, easy to keep down, and it's a lot more healthier for you. But including on that, a little bit on my story, especially why I agree with this, is I'm also a type 1 diabetic, as I mentioned, and you know what, eating and losing weight and trying to exercise, it comes extremely difficult because then you have to worry about, are my sugar levels at this height, or how high are my sugars, how low are my sugars, do I have to eat, do I have to track it? It's when you try and do things or lose weight or even just eat healthy, it's so difficult. And the fact that having her 4-meal plan, it's easy for me. I can go to my endocrinologist at the end of the day going, yeah, I had Subway, I had these many calories, I had this many cheese, proteins, fats, right off the bat. And it's so easy because when you slip into a coma, it's not fun. Trust me, I've been there. I was a type 1 diabetic turned around 4 years ago. I was 18, and that's another thing. I was 18, 19 years old when I was diagnosed. It was not a fun sight because, I had the symptoms. I was thirsty. I was drinking gallons and gallons of water a day. Oh, there's a bee. I was going to the bathroom every 5 minutes. The fatigue was so bad I couldn't lift my head off my pillow. And when I came home, I was in Boston, so when I came home for spring break, I went to the doctor and, fell into a coma. So, and thankfully I woke up 3 days later, but, once you hear that word diabetic or disease, it's such a psychological wall that everybody puts up, and you know what, that's the biggest thing to go through. You have to break down that wall. You have to realize that you can live with this disease, and Aesha's plan is actually a good step in the right direction for, diabetics like us, because it breaks down what we need to know instead of the whole spectrum of food. As a whole, it goes, okay, you need to have this many calories, you need to have this, you need to have this many veggies, proteins, carbohydrates, with it, if you're type 1 or type 2 diabetic, with insulin dependability or not, or if you take, sugar pills to help keep your blood sugar low, anything, but at least it helps us break down, the simple things and turning it into A, B, C, D, and not MC equals square 2 or whatever mathematical equation is out there. So that's why I strongly suggest to read the book, and I strongly suggest everybody out there to at least check their sugars, keep on top of their sugars, because you can live with this disease, and you can live every day without it, with that being normal. So that's my story.